Hello everybody and welcome to Global Gamers. This is J-Dub here. Today I'm going to be posting a short video on how to pick a Rust server. If you haven't played Rust yet, it is a survival game by Facepunch Studios. It's a really fun game. It's on Steam. It's in early alpha stages, but if you're watching this video, you most likely have played Rust. But this is one of the most challenging things that I found for me was finding a server to play on. There's a lot of things that when you're looking for servers, there's obviously the name of the server, but there's a lot of things that go into what make the server fun to play on, different features and things like that that are kind of not so self-explanatory. So I'm hoping that this little video might help you choose a server, because that's been one of the hardest things for me. So basically, a server. How do you pick a server? It's I've bounced around to a lot of different servers, left servers, joined servers, played with friends, played with random people. I've done a lot of different things, and through my travels on different servers, I've found a lot of different features that I've liked, things that I didn't like. And finally found a server that I've stuck with for a long time. So hopefully this will help you do that as well. If you're new to the game, this might help direct you to pick the right server the first time. But if you've also been playing the game for a while and you're just not sure what you're looking for, maybe I'll give you a little bit of clarification. So I'm gonna try to keep this short, but it probably will get kind of long, so hopefully it won't, but let's see what we can do. So the first thing you see when you enter the game is the screen, basically, minus the disconnect button because I'm connected to a server. What you do is you hit play game, and you get all the different options up here. So official servers, community servers, modded servers, the servers that your Steam friends are playing on, and the history of servers that you've played on. So I'm just going to kind of break down what we see when we open up the community servers, because that's the one that's where most people are going to find all the features that I'm going to explain. So for instance, this very first one, this is a really good server to look at first because there's a lot of stuff going on here in its title. Multiplay. What is Multiplay? Multiplay is a server hosting company that hosts Rust servers. And what they basically do is when you name the server, they just throw their name at the beginning of it to get a little bit of advertising. So Multiplay doesn't mean anything. It's just a server hosting company name. So don't worry about that. So what do we have here? So this first one says PvP, no sleep, Instacraft, rare C4, and admin is active. Okay. It is a 50-person server, and there's currently nobody playing on it. And it's a low ping of 40, which means that it's a nice server because it's got a good low ping. So what do these things mean? These are the things that I'm going to kind of help explain to hopefully kind of guide you where to go. So PvP, if you've played any video games, PvP stands for player versus player. When you're on a PvP server, that means people can kill you and you can kill people. Plain and simple. That's pretty much it. So it's pretty straightforward there. This next word says no sleep. Sleep in Rust is a very specific thing. What I mean by the word sleep is right now when I'm running around here, so I'm running down this road, let's just say right by the little town that I'm part of here. Let's just say I decided, you know what, I'm going to go to bed. I'm tired of playing, and I'm going to log off right now, and I hit escape, and I hit disconnect. What happens is right where I'm standing, right in the middle of this road right here, my body, if it's a sleeper activated server, the one that we're looking at says no sleep, so I'll explain that. But if it's a sleeper activated server, which mine is, my body lays down right here, and I go to sleep. The bad part about this is that I'm always going to be in the server. So when I'm sleeping at home in bed, when I'm actually not playing the game, my body is laying here in the middle of this road. If somebody runs along and sees my body, they could potentially just shoot it, which kills me, open up my bags and take all of my stone, my white guns, my armor, and everything. They can just take it all. When I log back in the morning, I will be naked in a random part of the map, and I'll have no idea where I am, and I'll have to find my way back to my house, and then I'll have to get weapons again and armor. So sleepers is kind of a bad thing, unless you've got a safe place to sleep like I do. I've built this little house here. This is my house with all the spikes around it. So I built a safe place to sleep in, and so I am there. I put my body in there, and that's where I log off in hopes that nobody breaks in and kills me. If there's no sleep, what happens is if I was standing right here in the middle of this field and I logged off, they save my coordinates, and anything on my person, all this stuff that's on me, we disappear from the map. When I log back in, I reappear exactly where I am here with all the stuff that I have on me, and there's no fear of me dying. So if you're concerned with being killed in the night during your sleep hours and your non-play hours, then a no sleepers server is probably the best option. So this one, no sleep, that's going to be probably the best option for you. So on to the next one is Instacraft. What does Instacraft mean? Crafting is another gigantic part of Rust. That's another major factor. You craft everything. You craft everything to build everything. So you craft metal doors, and you craft wood floors and wood ceilings and posts and guns and armor. You can craft all that stuff. Instacraft means that anything that is in your list of crafting abilities, the things that you can craft instantaneously. Anything. So from guns to C4 to torches, low quality metal, everything is instantaneous. So what that allows for is a very, very quick, you just ramp up. You're just playing the game, right when you get on, you mine a little bit of wood, you can throw it together really, really quickly and build a house within a minute if you wanted to. So Instacraft is really nice if you're playing maybe on a server that's really highly populated. So for example, this server right here, it's got 130 active players right now. So this would be a good one if it was Instacraft, because you can kind of just jump on and start building and have a safe place. Hopefully build some weapons very quickly and be not just a person running around naked with nothing. So Instacraft might be a good one there. Let's see, what's next? Rare C4. So this one, they've just manipulated the server so that C4 is very rare to find, or to find the materials to craft, which will help with the PvP aspect, and will also help keep people from destroying your home. C4 is used in raiding, which is basically when you go to somebody's house and you blow the doors or the walls open, and then you run inside and you steal all their stuff and you kill all the people inside. So C4 can be a good thing if you're into the PvP side and you like to go raid people and destroy them and steal all their stuff. But if you're on the receiving end, it's not quite so fun. Let's see what else we got here. So door sharing. So door sharing and airdrops and rare weapons. Okay, so let me explain how this works. So door sharing, the only way to do door sharing is to do another thing that I was going to mention, which is called Oxide. Oxide, I'll explain. Oxide is a modification that is done on the server side. So Multiplay, the company that hosts these servers, gives you the option to choose if you would like to have Oxide installed. What Oxide does on the server side is allows for the admins of the server to make changes to the way that the server functions, and what they are able to do, what you in the game are able to do, a lot of different things. So for example, Oxide allows for door sharing. What door sharing is, and I'll explain this really quickly, it is actually something that you might want to consider, especially if you're going to be playing with friends and you plan on building a community base for you to live in. Up until Oxide being released, there was no door sharing. So what would happen is, if let's say I had 3 friends that all wanted to have one big base together that we could protect and keep up and do all that kind of thing, the problem is we would each need to have 3 doors. One so that we could each exit and entrance if we're not all online at the same time. So that would cause the buildings to get really, really big, and it was really kind of frustrating. So having the door sharing is a huge deal, because now you can make much smaller bases, or you can pool your resources and make the bases a little bit more secure without having to build so many extra doors to accommodate everybody. So door sharing is a big benefit to Oxide. Some of the other things that come along with Oxide are an expanded chat system. So if you're using just a regular non-Oxide server, currently the Rust servers don't have any special type of chat system. They have the normal chat system where you hit enter, you can type your message, and then you basically send it to everybody on the server all at once. On an Oxide server, you can do a lot of other things. I can type /G and then my message, howdy, and you'll see it says it to group, if you can see that down in the left corner. I'm part of a group on this server, so only the people in that group can see that, not the entire server, which is nice. Let's see, and then Volcano here, my buddy, what I can do is I can do private PM, so private message, put in his name, and type a message, and that will only go to him. So now it says PM to Volcano. So that's another benefit of Oxide. So Oxide's pretty neat. it's a really, really cool feature. So if you're looking for a server that's going to have some extra functionality, definitely look for an Oxide-based server. Let's see what else. Airdrops. So airdrops are another one you'll see, like this one here. It says airdrops. Airdrops can either be on or off. That is the option. And what airdrops are is they're random events that happen somewhere in the map, basically on, I don't know if they're on a schedule necessarily or if they're random, but what happens is an airplane, all of a sudden you'll see an airplane fly over, and somewhere in its path it will drop a series of supply crates that will parachute down onto the earth below. Now, the hard part and the tricky thing about airdrops is they are a blessing and a curse depending on how you look at it. What tends to happen at the airdrop site, it tends to turn into kind of a Hunger Games style PvP situation, because there's a bunch of, in these supply crates, there's everything. There's building materials, there's armor, there's weapons, there's food, there's explosives, there's C4, there's grenades if your server is allowing the explosive thing. So it's definitely a huge benefit for you to get them, to get to them. The problem is that when an airdrop happens, everybody is running towards the airdrop. So the tricky part there is that it turns into a bloodbath, because the only person that's going to walk away with all of the stuff is the last person that's alive. So it tends to be a pretty gruesome scene, especially when the dominant group on the server shows up and decides to kill everybody and take everything for themselves. So it can create some problems, and it can also accelerate if you win. If you end up walking away with a bunch of gear, it can accelerate your building capabilities by giving you building supplies, give you better armor and some weapons or some ammo. So it's definitely a cool thing. You can decide if you want to find a server with it or without it, but that's something to consider as well. Let's see. The other thing that you'll see, and sometimes it's kind of rare actually, I'm surprised it's rare, but you'll see something that says increased resources. Let's see if we can find a server that says it. What increased resources is I believe that is also another Oxide type of feature. And basically what it does is it allows you to, as a server admin, to say, okay, well, let's run down here. These wood piles that you see on the left and right side of the road here, there's so much wood contained in each one of them. With wood, I think it's pretty standard. What happens is so let's just say, for instance, you want to make the people have to work a little bit less to gain more supplies. So this was 20, 40, 60, 80. All right, so that was almost 100. It was 99 wood that I got from that, I think, right? Yep. So 99 wood. So if I said, okay, well, I'm going to increase the resource capabilities by 25%, there would just be 25% more wood that I would have gotten. And I'm not going to do the math on that for you, unfortunately, because I'm pretty terrible at that. So anyway, that's how that works. So you'll see the increased resources from time to time. So that's something to look for if you want to have to do less work. That'll be a good server for you to choose as well. And then the other thing that you kind of want to look for too, and this is something that I used to fall for it when I first started, and I don't fall for it anymore, and hopefully you won't either, is this thing where it says noob friendly. You're going to see a lot of these server pop up where they say noob friendly or friendly to new players and noobs welcome, fair play. When it comes to Rust, I found that that's pretty much BS. Because if you go on a server and let me first preface it by saying I think what they're saying is the admin of the server is going to be friendly and helpful to new players. So what I mean by that is, like, if that admin just happens to be on when you log in and start playing, he'll probably answer your questions. He might drop in and give you some gear, maybe some building supplies to kind of help you get started. But most times, the only person that's going to be noob friendly is going to be the admin. Other than that, you're going to be pretty much treated just like anybody else. If I'm standing here in this road and you come running up to me right now, naked with a rock in your hand, and you start, running around like a chicken with your head cut off, and I feel threatened in any way, noob or not, I'm going to blow you away. So that's just something to consider. Is the noob friendly thing really doesn't mean anything for the most part. So that's something to look out for. So anyway, the main thing that I wanted to kind of put across is just you got to take into effect, everything that you see on a server listing, and just decide if it's if it's right for you. The frustrating thing is you can do in Rust, you can get frustrated very easily. Dying is part of the game. Being robbed is part of the game. Losing everything that you own is part of the game. So expect it. And when it comes, don't let it get you down. Just keep practicing, keep trying. Long lives in Rust come after a lot of trial and error. So just keep going. But hopefully this guide has helped you out a little bit. Also for the new players, in the notes below this post, or below this video, I should say, I will put a bunch of links that I found really useful from all over the web that I've kind of combined and made a little list of really helpful websites, and I'll post those in there for you, and hopefully that'll give you a little bit more of a boost and get you started a little faster than normal. So hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and look forward to see you in Rust, and keep checking back for more videos from Global Gamers. Talk to you later.